तुम्हारा first online educational course has been conducted now by RBO.
Anji, I I I heard that they have received around 450 applications in 2 days.
अरे बाप रे।
सर अभी क्या है ना कि अभी तो जितने कोर्स करा दे सब तो तैयार है पब्लिक।
हाँ बाप रे, लेकिन यार यहाँ तो 35,000 रुपए भी तो दिए होंगे।
हाँ तो वो दे देंगे।
The
सर
fees is 15,000.
आज की डेट में जो प्रैक्टिस वाले हैं उन पे तो सबसे ज्यादा संकट आया है ना। नौकरी वालों को तो फिर भी सैलरी मिलेगी 2 दिन आगे पीछे, प्रैक्टिस वालों को तो सब तो प्रैक्टिस वाले सारे लोग ये सोच रहे हैं कि नए तरीके से क्या करें।
जितने गड्ढे खोदोगे उतना ही पानी निकलेगा।
हाँ तो वो कुछ नया बिजनेस, और ये भी है कि एक आपको बिजी लाइफ से ना अलग हटके कुछ नए तरीके से सोचने का मौका मिला है। So I think lots of people I know are going to reinvent the way they have been doing business.
हाँ सही बोल रहे हो, क्योंकि now what is happening is कि वो जो पहले था ना डायरेक्ट मार्केटिंग करने का हिसाब किताब या डायरेक्ट नेटवर्किंग करने का जो हिसाब किताब था ना,
वेब बेस्ड हो गया सर।
वेब बेस्ड हो गया। और सेकेंडली जो जूनियर स्टाफ क्या है ना, इसकी हायरिंग में कमी आने वाली है। बिकॉज बहुत सारी जगह जहाँ पे लैपटॉप नहीं दे रखा है वहां पे काम तो चल ही रहा है। एंड वर्क
सर करें शुरू, फिर वेट कर रहे हैं सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स। अनिकेत जी।
हाँ जी सर शुरू करिए।
चलो, गुड मॉर्निंग ऑल ऑफ यू। गुड मॉर्निंग ऑल समीर जी, Manish ji and Aniket ji. Good morning to all of you.
Morning.
Myself Nitish Chugh. I on behalf of Emerging Businesses Chamber of Commerce welcome you all. EBCC is an organization founded by Mr. Aniket Srivastava. He is a company secretary and advocate and a SEMA London qualified professional, and he is also the secretary of the Delhi chapter of EBCC. So today we are our mentor Rakesh Singh ji is not joining us on webinar. He is busy with his meeting with RBI. And the topic for the day is reverse CIRP process for real estate entities. And the speaker, a learned speaker, Vice President of SBA Capital, Sameer Nath ji. And we have a special guest for the day, CA Manish Kumar Gupta ji. He is also an insolvency professional and can be regarded as the father of this reverse CIRP process. He has witnessed this process in Umang Realtek. So Aniket ji,
he should have been the speaker rather than me. I should have been a
so
listener.
actually I tried to link up with him also, but due to some conditions I could not contact him. But he has been very generous to me and accepted my invitation at the last minute yesterday only. I really thank you, Manish ji, for your nice gesture. And
welcome.
Thank you, sir. And now I'll request Aniket ji to please say few words.
Welcome everybody, and a special thanks to our speakers who have taken their time to prepare for this webinar and help and guide the attendees here. And I think we have been little late in starting, so everybody is waiting to hear the speakers, not me. So over to our speakers, Mr. Sameer Nath ji.
Okay, thank you so much, Nitish ji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aniket ji. I would also like to thank Rakesh Singh ji. He's a very close mentor, good friend of mine. He's not here today, unfortunately. Probably he has more important work. Can't help it. I think I will go straight away to the topic, which is reverse CIRP. If you can just share the screen so that I can start going through the slides which I made. One thing I could make out was, I mean, I'm also a student of reverse CIRP, was that it is an experiment by NCLAT in case of real estate companies, because it was being felt that the normal CIRP in which the promoter is removed and priority is given to the banks, and probably the home buyers get the worst bargain, was not serving the objective of IBC for real estate companies. I was also reading a statistics that very few companies of real estate were actually had a resolution plan going through. Very few success rates were there. Most of them landed up in liquidation or they are still stuck up. So this is a good, probably, if you ask me personally, this is a good thing by NCLAT to try something out of the box. Of course, one more thing which has to be added is this can also lead to malpractice because now promoter is back in the driver's seat. Earlier, the spirit was that promoter could be removed, was removed always from the new company. But now promoter is back in the driver's seat. They are very happy because of that. So it is a very debatable decision whether this thing will work or not. But at least for, I think Mr. Manish can also vouch. I think this has worked for Umang Realtek. Probably, I don't know why this was taken up like that. Probably the promoter was good in terms of intention, but every real estate developer also is not good in terms of intentions. So it will only work if the promoter's intentions are good, intentions are not malified. Then the scheme might work. As long as it works, if home buyers get their flats or shops, if banks get back their money, then no one is going to complain. But the moment this thing goes again out of process, then I think this might get challenged legally because it is against the spirit of IBC. I think Manish can also add a note on that. If he wants to add now, he can add now before I start, or I think you can probably add something on this over here.
सी जैसा कि आपने कहा कि ये उमंग रियलटेक के केस में था, करेक्ट है, बट द बेसिक थिंग बिहाइंड दिस कॉन्सेप्ट वाज द फ्यू थिंग्स. One thing was in the many real estate cases, what was happening, people were fighting between others. I mean, the group of home buyer, I mean, there were many groups between the home buyers and they were fighting with each other. There were many associations. They were trying to hold the control over the RP or IRP. They were trying to control the policies, decision, and every decision was for the sake of majority. So it was not taken the value maximization of the project. Mr. Mukhopadhyay was the chairman of NCLAT who said that probably bank can take a decision, but home buyer doesn't have that capacity to take the decision. So we will discuss, sir. Please carry on. I'll give my input in between.
Okay, I'll just go through the slides and then what we will do, I think by the time I finish the slide, with some discussions, we will be landing up at around 11:50. Then we can have an interaction at around 11:50. You can just go back to the, yeah. First of all, I think now at present this reverse CIRP is only applicable to real estate sector. I feel this can also be done for some other sectors to basically balance the interest of all the stakeholders. Today, what is happening in vanilla CRP deals, only one set of people are getting protected, that is the financial creditors. And OCs generally do not get a very good deal. So probably another kind of experiment can be done where even the OCs and the FCs both get some balanced redressal. This is again my personal view and I'm just spelling out my thoughts. I don't have a formula also for that. But at present, this reverse CIRP is only applicable to real estate sector. Now, this is applicable both for real estate developers as well as for any entity which is in the business of even buying or selling flats, that is in trading of flats, in both the cases. So sometimes if there's a confusion that is it only for people who are constructing flats, no, it is also applicable for people who are in the business of buying and selling flats. It is an innovative experiment by NCLT delivered on 4th of February 2020. The judgment in this case was given in the case of Flat Buyers Association Winter Hills 77, Gurgaon versus Umang Realtek Private Limited. So Umang Realtek Private Limited was the corporate debtor and the appellant in this case was Flat Buyers Association Winter Hills 77. The objective of reverse CRP is to ensure that each allottee of flat apartment shop is given possession of flats as agreed at the time of signing agreement with the builder. What happens is typically in a normal CRP, if there are two options, one that either a resolution plan is worked out, alternative resolution plan with a third party, or second option would be that you go for liquidation. In either case, there is a chance that the allottees might not get the flat because there is a huge haircut. In liquidation, the haircut will be even more. In case of a resolution plan also with a third party, the financial creditors and operational creditors might be told that you go for more haircut. Now, in case of a person who is expecting a flat, when you say take a haircut, it basically means you take half a flat or 1/4 of a flat, which is not practically possible. So, because of this, and then if you simply return him some money, say out of 100 rupees, you return him 20 rupees, it doesn't serve his purpose. Even I have a relative whose property is stuck up with Amrapali, and I think they've paid the entire amount. Now, for him, the only redressal is if he gets the house, if he gets the flat. If you return him the money minus the interest also, or if you return him only part of the amount which he paid, then it is not retribution. So probably the objective of reverse CRP is to ensure that the going concern has to be ensured by ensuring that each person gets his flat. That is the crux of it. Crux. Second, do not throw out the promoter. Now again, when I say do not throw out the promoter in reverse CRP, that is embedded that you keep the promoter because of his expertise and his background, and he continues to complete the project. This is workable if the promoter's intention is good. I think again Manish can add over here at the end whether what I'm saying is correct, or this can also work if the intention is not good. But my common sense says if the intention is not good, this is a hopeless thing. Then it is of no use.
See, as far as it is written there, protect the allottees. Absolutely correct. It is written correctly. See, the point is what Mr. Mukhopadhyay said in his discussion. See, the interesting thing in this case was whatever he was giving in order, he was also discussing a lot. So every hearing was going for 3 hours, 4 hours, and he was discussing a lot of things. So it was a great opportunity to learn many things. What he said, that banks can take haircut, but home buyer cannot take the haircut. He cannot take the lesser house. He can pay little more if required, but he has to get the flat complete. If he has the booking on the 16th floor, there is no choice if for a home buyer to get the flat if the floors are not constructed. So the first condition is that flat has to be constructed, and the IRP or RP does not have the capacity and caliber to construct the flat without the having right and true guidance. So you are right that we should not throw out the promoter, but the hem of the affair will be the IRP only. In this case, till date, I have not converted myself from IRP to RP. I am still a RP, and I am the signatory of the company. I am taking all the decision coming through my desk only. But since builder has special knowledge about the project, about the services, drawing, design, everything, he has the coordination with the contractor. So he is managing the show. But he still here, IRP has the control, entire control over the project.
If I can say in a nutshell, from the finance perspective, whoever finally has control over the bank account is the person who controls, who has the strategic and financial control. So any decision, even if the builder is giving a lot of plans and schedules, ultimately it is subject to approval of the IRP or RP. And then when funds are required, then the check will be signed. Then the check will be signed by the resolution IRP. That is the crux. Because if you give the power of signing also to the builder, again it will come back to the same problem.
And more interestingly, Mr. Mukhopadhyay said one interesting thing, that promoter has to come back in the company as the financer of the company. He will have to input the fund afresh. meaning thereby he has to put some more money to complete the project. And if after this procedure, if the fund is available, he can take his money back.
But you see, I am also come from forensic background. I have seen in many cases, promoters what they do is they give an advance, supplier advance,
Hmm.
and then they rotate it back as their equity. So what prevents the promoter, bad promoter, from doing the same thing here also? They can show a supplier advance, then it will not come back in terms of any goods or services, and that money is then rotated as a loan.
No, see,
So
when you are giving advance to suppliers, then you have to put your auditing and supervisory skill whether this payment is going in the genuine hands or not, and whether that fellow is doing some activity or not. You can also hire one CEO for your company, or one chief operation officer, or chief engineer. I mean, you may not rely the promoter directly, but you may use his skills, because he knows who is the right vendor, what are the right condition, which product, which item should be taken first, these things. So he is, I mean, in this order, court is not saying that promoter will be on the owner seat again, but he will be into the uh, driving seat, and controller is sitting on the back side, who is IRP.
Yes. So, of course, I mean, there are ifs and buts also in this arrangement. You will agree. There are ifs and buts.
Naturally, yes.
Because if the intentions are bad and he starts resorting to accounting jugglery, fraud, then the spirit will again get frustrated. Because I have seen in many cases where forensic has not been able to prove that promoter has actually taken out the money, and he says it is a bad loan, is I cannot do anything about it, and then he brings back that money in form of equity.
Sir, tell me one thing. In case forensic audit is not able to prove anything contrary against the promoter, then what is the responsibility of IRP?
Yeah, good question. Good question. Actually, you see, even in forensic, there are two sections, 66.1 and 66.2. Right?
Huh.
I'm saying Indian Evidence Act. So in section 61 and 2, 2 is basically covering your wrongful activities, which need not be fraud.
Correct.
There also you can grill the promoter. Anyway, that is a different issue. I had done some research on that, and there were some articles also on the website on difference between section 66.1 and 66.2. But I mean, that is for a different day. Now, third thing which is there is secured creditors have to basically take a back seat. See, what happens is, I mean, if secured creditors start standing right in front of the queue and the allottees are pushed back saying that we are secured creditors, we need the money first, then again the objective will only be that you have only probably looked after the interest of one set of creditors and not the other set of creditors, although both are financial creditors. One is secured, one is unsecured. Here, if you ask me, ultimately what government is saying is, or NCLAT is saying is, that in this case, probably the home buyers or the allottees are first to be given priority, and then the secured creditors will have to be given their stake.
Sir, in this case, what happened? The Honorable Court decided a compromise wherein the JM Financial was the financial creditor, and he mentioned in an order that from every collection you will pay 30% to the JM Financial, and rest you keep for the construction. Because the situation was difficult, JM Financials was not agree to done the registry. Because if I deliver, I give possession of 2 flats, and if they are not getting registered legally, then another flat buyer will not come and pay. The problem was this: the flat buyer will come only when we assure that yes, you will get the registration also done in next 20 days. So that's why JM was satisfied that you will get 30% from the collection, you will allow the registry, and then further money will come. And further, we ensured to JM that at the completion of the entire project, we will pay entire money. For the information of our friends, I want to tell you, in this company there were 4 projects, and out of this, one is under construction, 2 are I mean, they have stopped construction. There is no current situation. So he an idea of project insolvency, which we will discuss if we will have time in the last. So he also devised one more idea of project insolvency. So here the financial creditor was also getting money side by side, sir.
Ajay, one thing I want to ask you, if suppose I am a banker
Hmm.
and I have financed a project like this, I think this might come in the minds of many people. And I want to ask you,
Hmm.
and I am a greedy bank, I want to only protect myself. I am not bothered about the interest of the home buyer. Then why should I agree to this arrangement? Suppose I don't agree as a banker, then will the reverse CRP will still be applicable?
So you need not be agree before the court. So
But
when court has ordered, you have only choice, go to Supreme Court.
yeah, so you mean to say that this can be challenged at a later
Yes,
stage?
this will be challenged because there are many cases. In further one more cases of myself also uh, in the Noida. Here again, he ordered the same, and same promoter have the responsibility to input. And here in this case, in the third case, court also mentioned the 6 crore amount has to be deposited by the builder, because before the order he asked from the promoter that how much money you need to construct, how much money will come from the home buyer, and then how much time you will take in complete the project. Then he mentioned you need to invest 6 crore, and if you find the money at the end, you can take your money back.
Yes.
So on the one side, it is giving opportunity to save the face for the promoter. On the other hand, there is a responsibility lies in the hand of the promoter, which is a big deal, because earlier he may or may not prove that he is guilty or not, but here if he is found guilty, he will be in serious trouble, I believe, sir.
But I must say one thing, that Justice Mukhopadhyay has taken a lot of risk in taking this kind of an, because he has gone absolutely out of the box in this case.
See, in my personal understanding, he must have some feeling from the government also, that please make some situation where you can save the company, because liquidation is no solution. And you understand, in out of 680 flats, I have delivered 535 flats in the period of 4 months. And if I'll get again time after lockdown, within 2 months we will deliver almost all the flats. And meanwhile, we are pushing all the legal cases. So you understand, it is a very positive thing.
Hmm.
So before delivering, he is a very intelligent man. He is a son of IAS. So he understands the judiciary as well as the administration as well. So he must have some feeling, some good feeling that, dear Mr. Mukhopadhyay, please bring out some method wherein you can save the Indian industry, which is real estate sector, which is in pain. So I think not only risk, but also some assurance. I mean, my personally feeling.
And one more fallout of this could be now, because of this reverse CRP,
Yeah.
that banks, when they price future secured loans, they will obviously price it at a higher cost. Because now they know that even though their loans are secured, but that is only at the face of it. They will still be in the queue only.
But at least banks are getting money. Banks are getting money, sir.
Yeah, that is if the promoter behaves properly.
Yes. In our case, see, interestingly, in our case, we have two promoters.
Yes.
One promoter is Indian company, Indian reputed company, Uppal Housing, and another promoter is a fund from USA who is not doing anything, who is not even interacting. He has withdrawn his director 2 years back. And the interesting thing is, sir, please understand, and this is not to be quoted outside. The promoter is interested because in the banks, he has given his personal guarantee. By at the time of taking the loan, he has given the personal guarantee also. So this is the problem. He has to do that. So it was his problem, and it was the problem of real estate industry as well. So we together decided with the authority of court that let us deliver the project. I mean,
Yes.
so
That is actually the reason why he said, I will behave properly and try to complete this.
actually,
Okay. Now, one more thing which is there, which is very unique to reverse CRP is that it is only limited to the project and not the entire legal entity. That is, reverse CRP shall only apply to the project for which application has been filed under IBC and not for all the other projects being executed under the legal entity. So, like for example, legal entity is Umang Realtek. It had several running projects under its belt. Allottees of only Project Winter Hill 77 Gurgaon filed for CRP. So CRP would be applicable only to Winter Hills and not to the other projects which would continue to function normally. I think that is a good move.
Interestingly, there is no such guideline mentioned in the order specifically that do this, don't do this. So there is a lot of ambiguity in this case.
So this
What
is
to
not,
do,
this is
how
not
to do,
definite.
and see, those who were the petitioner, they got the flat. I mean,
Yes.
this Nitish has shared the order also.
Rachna Singh,
Now,
Rajay Singh.
Rachna Singh got the flat. I personally met her. I mean, she's an intelligent lady. So now, who would follow the process? There are two other projects. Now we are planning to deliver them those projects as well. But there is no such guideline. And what is happening? People are lawyers are filing cases in the NCLT that reverse insolvency, filing under the project insolvency. Please, we only one project into this insolvency. Please release project 2, project 3, project 4. In every case, court is taking a different line,
Okay.
and whatever they are thinking of it, they are doing that because the sole intention is to save the industry. I believe in compliance of the law, not otherwise, naturally. But sir,
But I think from normal economics angle, and if suppose the promoter's intention is good, it is better if we go for this thing that the CRP should only be applicable to that particular project. You should not
fairly,
use other.
the intention is very good shown by the promoter. And the more important thing is, whenever a project comes into difficulty, and, suppose there are 100 home buyers, then out of 120, 15, 20 will go into legal process. Someone will go to CPA, someone will go to NCDRC, someone will go to Delhi RERA or Haryana RERA, whatever applicable. So by the time insolvency order comes in, there are 10, 12, 15% cases where people have different orders. Now they will say that I don't want flat because it is 6-year-old. I don't want money. My son has shifted to London. I am old. Whoever booked. I mean, one lady said, I booked my flat on the day of my engagement, and now I am divorced. What to do? So I mean, there are different situations, and people are not willing to take flat unless they are getting the penalty under builder wire agreement,
They are doing forced
which is
into
not
it.
possible. Which is not possible in the current situation.
You see, the market sentiment has changed now. Everyone is preferring a ready-to-move-in flat, and with a good builder. So even though probably this builder might have been good, but because there is some litigation, people would try to avoid that.
Correct. You understand? It is very simple. You understand? Before 6 years, you booked a flat or booked a car, and after 6 years, you will get the flat next 3 months. So that means within last 6 years, you must have arranged something. You know, so you are not required divingly. I mean, unless except few cases. So then people think unless you give me my complete money along with interest, penalty, whatever agreed in the builder wire agreement, I will not take the flat because most of the cases he has done some arrangement.
Yes.
Those who are dying for flat, they will naturally get the flat. So the good thing is in this situation is that those people who has, as I told you, who has filed the legal cases, they are also cracked. They say, okay, yeah, whatever you give us some discount and we will take the flat. By this way, you reduce the legal burden from the company as well as from the project and from the judiciary system as well. When by resolving a project, if you remove 100 legal cases, it is a big deal. And trust me, this is a service to nation, I believe. So by that way, the good promoters and Justice Mukhopadhyay has served a lot, personally. Sir.
One thing which is there is in this particular application, when the application was filed by Rachna Singh and Ajay Singh, I think they wanted CIRP, but they did not want another resolution plan to be inserted by bringing a new resolution applicant. That means the spirit was, please have CIRP, probably push the promoter to completing the flats, but please do not bring another resolution applicant.
Sir, now let me ask one question from you. Do you think that in the IBC 2016 is there any such choice or expression to be expressed by the home buyer?
I'm
No.
very surprised whether it is section 7 or 9. How can you put a qualifying clause in the application that I want this, but I do not want some part of it?
No, actually it was asked. Oh, see, in one hearing, Justice Mukhopadhyay said, Miss Rachna Singh, why you want to cut the tree?
Why you want to?
Cut the tree? Cut the
Okay.
tree. Why you want to cut the branch on which you are sitting? You want a flat or you want to delete the company, destroy the company? So he said, sir, I want a flat. Okay, you take the flat. Then why you want a separate resolution plan? Do you know someone who is more intelligent than this builder? Naturally, Rachna Singh, she's an educated lady engaged in educational business. I mean, job. So she said, okay, I don't know anyone. Okay, then why not this builder should operate? Naturally, she has to say yes. Please go ahead.
I mean, again, generally the default is in case of these applications, there is always a default. A new person will come, new resolution applicant.
Yes, this is the
Okay,
law. This is
suggestion
the
was
federal
given.
law.
This suggestion itself was out of the box.
This was
Right.
not even
Honorable Justice.
required. See, but situation is this: law is different and court is different. When court asks something, Judge Saab asks something from the petitioner, he has to reply. And whatever he asks and whatever she replies, both are the record.
Yes.
And both are the recorded event. So he mentioned the order. Sir.
Fortunately, okay, yeah. Now, of course, one more thing which is there is it probably in hindsight it is a good decision that to continue with the same promoter, because probably if a new promoter would have been bought in, a new resolution applicant, I mean, then the chances that uh, banks would have been paid in full or your home buyers would have got their complete flats within the amount they have paid would have been very unlikely, because some haircut would have been there both for financial creditors, for allottees and for OCs. So probably if you see in terms of overall interest and overall public policy, this was under the current circumstances the best decision taken. Although probably it could be against the letter of IBC, but as Mr. Manish said, if the court decides and if it is a good decision, it's a good decision because it is meant for public utility. So,
And one interesting thing Judge Saab said in the court, that at the end what will happen? He asked what will happen at the end, because real estate company does not have any asset actually, because either they have the land or they have the land in collaboration,
it is all inventory.
and then they have the inventory. He will has to deliver the flat which are booked, then he will have to sell the flats which are inventory. Now whatever money he will have to pay the liability for post CIRP order, or even at the settlement before CIRP if money is available. And then this company has to go back and merge in the hand of RWA. Because what will promoter do about this company? He will have to leave the company, and this company will go in the hand of RWA, who will control the company for maintenance, takeover, and transfer of properties. So this is also a good thing, which though he mentioned in the court, but never discussed in the order.
Now what I will do is, I will go through these slides in the next 14 minutes, because now we have discussed this quite in depth. So everyone has got into the details of things, and then we will keep last 10 minutes for interaction amongst each other. So allottees cannot ask for refund of money. I understand that in reverse CIRP, uh, the allottees cannot ask for refund of money. So basically, the idea is that once you have become an allottee, then you are supposed to stay in, and you cannot ask for refund, because otherwise what will happen is the funds which are available to the IRP and to the promoter for constructing the house will get reduced. So you are supposed to stay in. Maximum what you can do is you can request the IRP that please identify another purchaser for me to whom I will transfer my allotment. But there is no refund of money from the IRP to the allottee. So that protects the cash balance which is there with the IRP. And that
Sir,
enables the construction of the project.
however, at the end, court said that you can pay the money to the flat buyer who do not want the flat if you have the money in hand. At the end, when you deliver all the flat to all the people who are wishing to take the flat, at the last, you can, because one party was asking for refund because he doesn't want the flat and he doesn't have the money. So he said, whether you are living in rented accommodation or your own accommodation. He said, in my own accommodation. Then Judge Saab said, my dear friend, that means you are an investor. You are an investor. You are not a home seeker. So you will get the money at the end with some minor interest, not 100 ka 150.
That is a good
So
issue.
you understand the intention of Mr. Mukhopadhyay. He is protecting the needy people only, not to the investors.
He is basically ring fencing the corpus of the builder so
Yes.
that the project gets completed. If still some money remains, then that can be paid to any of these kind of buyers who don't really need the flat.
Yes. However, usually it doesn't happen because lot of liabilities are already accruing.
Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think next slide, please. Now, promoter becomes an intervener. Promoter becomes an intervener in CRP process and helps the IRP, RP in completing the project, repaying the banks, and protecting employment. Now, protecting employment of the construction workers is also very important to keep it as a going concern. Because you see, if it is a normal CIRP, a new resolution applicant might remove the earlier construction workers, and if it goes into liquidation, then it is worse because then no one gets employed. Next, promoter infuses funds as a lender. He doesn't bring in funds as equity, but as a financial creditor. The promoter moves out of the project, as sir was saying, that he remains in the back seat, he is in the driver's seat, but ultimately the money is, the purse is opened by the IRP because the purse, control of the purse is with the IRP. So he does all the back end work, he does all the groundwork for completing the project, the promoter, but final decision is of the IRP. So I think very good coordination and team spirit is required between the IRP and promoter at this stage. If they continue to fight, like generally what happens in CRP, then it is a disaster. So promoter is acting as a facilitator. Promoter is expected to ensure CRP achieves the goal of completion of project with his expertise and network. If the promoter does not cooperate, then RP has to apply to NCLT, again come back to normal CIRP.
Correct.
Which is actually worse. Then again the promoter will be driven out. You will look for a new resolution applicant, new resolution plan, or liquidation. Now, one thing which comes into question is if suppose 270 days or 330 days are there, which is a normal process time defined for CIRP, and one company has started with reverse CIRP, and then after 6 months one realizes that this is not going to work, and then the IRP switches over to normal CIRP, then will it be 6 months plus for 270 days, or the total period will be 270?
6 months plus these 270 days, whatever period involved in this legal timing, and this time will be excluded from the counting of 180 days, I'm sure.
Okay. Now, yeah, next slide, please. Now, one person has asked, what is normal CRP? This is normal CRP.
So normal CIRP is 180 days. from the date of the order, it will be 180 days. We have to complete the project, and in case the COC permits, then IRP has to take further permission to extend the CIRP period, which is 90 days. Further is available. So 270 days is available. Then further in order, Supreme Court decided that it can be up to 330, and further 330 is also a directive in nature. It can also be increased if required. So I'm sure that this period will be enhanced in case the normal CIRP comes in. And I'm sure that after this completion and delivery of the entire project, there may be a fair chance that normal CIRP may come.
Yes.
Because
actually
let me finish my point.
Yeah.
Because after this delivery of the project, a lot of contractors who has not got their money, they will again file before the court that we have not received any money and nor any resolution, so kindly bring this company into CIRP. And this time nobody will come to oppose this decision. And
But
then
there would be no financial creditor then, probably, because banks would have probably got their money.
No, bank will not get the entire money. If I'm talking about the Umang Realtek, because there are two more projects which are not, I mean, on the delivery position, and they are also financed.
So now one thing which some people are asking is, what is a normal CIRP? Now, normal CIRP is basically an application is filed either by a financial creditor or operational creditor.
Yes, by anyone.
By anyone. And in this case, if it is a normal CIRP, then it will attract the entire real estate company. Mind you, all the projects would get sucked into CIRP.
Sir, Samir sir, let us open the this speaker. So let the people ask directly, because there is different question will come.
I think you open it, Nitish.
Right.
Because now the slides are more or less what has been discussed with Manish.
Okay. So you want me to stop sharing the slide?
No. Sharing is okay.
Okay.
You keep it as it is, but just unmute all the mics.
Okay.
So that people can ask questions one by one.
Yes.
So I had allowed to all the participants to unmute. So one who want to ask question can unmute himself and ask the query, please.
I think some people have already put in something in your chat box.
Let me see that. Normal CIRP means CIRP of legal entity. It is, see, the question is normal CIRP means CIRP of legal entity and not the project. I mean CIRP of the company, CD, or just the project. It is always the CIRP of the company. See, this is the settled law. So whenever a company will go into insolvency, it will be CIRP for the company. However, if somehow through promoter or through home buyer or any other people, matter goes into NCLAT and they order for the project insolvency, then only project insolvency will be applicable. Otherwise, there will be normal CIRP for the entire corporate debtor.
Now, again, to put it in a nutshell, I know some people might not be from IBC background. As Manish was saying, that in a normal CIRP, first of all, an application for corporate insolvency resolution would be filed either by an operational creditor or a financial creditor to NCLT. Then NCLT will admit the petition or the application. Then the creditors will form a COC. Then COC will start looking for a new resolution applicant. A new resolution applicant basically means you remove the earlier promoter because he was no good or inefficient, and you bring a new person, and that new person will actually also bring a new resolution plan, that how he plans to revive the company. Suppose this plan and this applicant is found, then fine. Otherwise, the company is liquidated. So there are two options in normal CRP. You always remove the promoter and you are trying to find a new resolution plan and applicant. If that happens, fine. If that doesn't happen, it is liquidation, gone, finished. And secondly, like, for example, these real estate people are there, Supertech. Now I remember, suppose one bank has filed a CRP only because of NPA in one project. Now, if this is filed, then the entire company gets sucked, because in Supertech, what is happening is they have not opened separate legal entities for separate projects. All their projects are under one legal entity only. So it is very risky for them, because if one project gets attracted by CRP, entire entity will fall. Finish. Abas.
But that time, those they must not have visualized this kind of situation. But this is really very risky. I think I really surprised at how their auditor, chartered accountant, consultant, legal consultant must not then warn that you should not do this.
Yeah. Nowadays, and they are very smart otherwise.
I mean, it is very, very risky. Or not only IBC, I mean, one legal case can destroy your the entire empire.
Yes, it is like that only now. Because we were doing one forensic for them, sorry, transaction audit. So it is like that.
Manish ji, this is Sanjay Mehra.
Yes, yes.
Sir, one question. In case of reverse CIRP, the RP is controlling one project or all the projects?
No, one project.
All the project.
Means?
The project which is in default as well as the others, or?
No, ये तो Manish ji, it will only be the application has come for one project. So it will
company is into no. His question is different. Your point is something else. Let me clarify both the things. Mr. Sanjay asked whether RP will control all the project or that project. RP will control all the project. The project under reverse insolvency will be handled separately. For both the project, there will be different technique, but otherwise RP or IRP will be the supervisor.
Financial as well as the operational control for the entire company will be with the IRP, na?
Yes.
So you mean to say that the bank account control for all the projects will be with one single RP?
Yes.
But
and
then,
RP may have the choice not to get himself involved into sign. He can also make the methodology that I will sign upon the your signed check comes in along with my approval. Because
but the idea under reverse CRP is to only maximize the assets of that particular project and to leave the other projects. So if the same bank account is being operated by one single RP, then he can always pounce on the assets of the other projects also.
No, there are separate. See, in all the cases, compulsory real estate company used to maintain separate bank account for separate projects because they have separate funding also. You understand, when one project is funded by ICICI Bank and another by SDFC Bank, and both have CC limit or some term loan, then they will have some separate escrow account. So I mean, there is no chance of mixing the fund. Yes, if the builder is clever, he can mix up the fund. Just to deliver one project, he can mix the other collection of other projects into this. So here IRP has to be very, very sincere in his working. He has to ensure that funds are not mixed. He has to maintain the separate bank account, as well as he has to maintain the accounting very carefully.
Yeah, I mean, Manaji.
Sanjay ji?
हाँ जी, sir.
Is it okay?
I think clarity is coming.
It is still not come.
नहीं, अभी देखिए, things are in limbo, but quite a thing is now clear that control will be there, though RP may not, in his wisdom, want to take over the whole thing. That is what I understand.
Basically, what you are saying is that if one project is come under reverse CRP, and if
RP will have control over all of the projects, but in his wisdom, he may choose not to interfere in the other two.
Yes.
No, sir, you understand the situation. In my viewpoint, the entire company is into insolvency.
Yes.
And correct. Company has 4 projects, suppose example.
Yes, agreed.
And out of 4, one project is into reverse CIRP by the NCLT. That means all 3 projects which are not into reverse CIRP, they are into normal insolvency. So yes, naturally they are into normal control of the company IRP, and this project into special control of IRP, where the management will also have his own right to suggest.
One second, Manish ji. Suppose Rachna Singh was there. Now she was actually allotee of Winter Hills, one project. He filed the application under Section 7. Now suppose
actually it was not. Let me clarify. It was not Rachna Singh who filed appeal. The appeal was filed by the Flat Wire Association.
No, I am saying the initial application to the adjudicator.
Yeah.
So अब वो तो था for one project, and suppose Umang had 3 other projects. So just based on the application of Rachna Singh, do you mean to say that the other 3 projects also will get dragged into CIRP?
Naturally, by the application of Rachna Singh, whenever the decision came of NCLT, the company is into insolvency.
No, but in reverse CIRP, we were saying it is only applicable for one project.
Reverse CIRP only for project Winter Hill 77 Gurgaon.
So that means you mean to say that the court can say that for one entire real estate company, 3 projects will be under normal CIRP and one out of their judgment, out of the court's judgment, would be under reverse CIRP.
I could understand only this.
Sameer ji,
this is quite possible.
I would agree with Manish ji. The process cannot be changed. Company to CIRP में रहेगी as a whole. And the reverse CIRP is to be done project wise.
But Mehra ji, if you extend that, and for 3 other projects, then you will look for a new resolution applicant. That means promoter को आप 3 में बाहर निकाल दोगे, 1 में आप रखोगे. He will have no incentive to again continue. He will say, यार तुम 3 में तो मेरे को लात मार रहे हो, 1 में मेरे को बंदा
सर ये सब चीजें तो बड़ी situational हो जाएंगी ना, as Manish ji has said. These are situational things, but the aim is for resolution.
Yes, and understand very carefully that here again promoter is on responsibility side. He is not getting anything.
Yes.
But it is not a pure law issue, na. It is a solution issue.
Solution issue. So here promoter is not getting any remuneration. The only thing is his team is maintained, his reputation is saved. He can say in the market that I promise to deliver and I will deliver. It is a face saving.
आजकल जो बात हो रही है ना कि whether NCLT can be used as an alternate dispute resolution mechanism, whether it is by arbitration, whether it is by coordination or any other means. तो बात तो सिंपल ये आ रही है कि अगर हम ये मान के चलते हैं कि जो solution निकालना है, तो you may have to mold the law to your situation, or you may have to circumvent the law in a positive way. I'm not saying in a negative way.
Correct. समीर जी, आपको याद होगा ओरिजिनली तो डिस्कशन का ऑप्शन भी नहीं था. अगर हम जो शुरू के 6 महीने की बात करें तो अगर ऑर्डर पास तो उसके बाद कोई रिवर्सल नहीं था. वो तो स्विस रबर के केस में रिवर्सल का चांस आया. मेरा एक केस उसमें कैंसिल हुआ क्योंकि उन्होंने उतना मौका तो दिया कि भाई पहले तो कोर्ट का ये था कि whenever the petition is filed and order is not done, till that you can negotiate with the petitioner.
Once admitted, you could not reject.
Once admitted, you cannot go back. Yes, exit plan nahi tha.
Rahul Gupta has a question. Please ask him to put himself on the mic.
Before that, Krishna Mohan Golamudi has also got one question.
Please
I would like to take up that first.
Because we probably might have more questions than answers in reverse CRP initially. Because this is also evolving. And then we will also learn answers later on. As the court goes on deciding matters.
So I want to reply this here Rahul Gupta's question. Why promoter want to complete the project? Reverse CIRP is to safeguard the reputation and to remain in the industry. Yes, to remain in the industry, 1, to maintain the reputation, 2, and 3 is most important in the real estate cases. If you will be filing the case against the promoter, then you try to involve the directors and promoter personally also. And in such criminal cases, it is very easy to do in Indian judiciary system. So by holding one project, each promoter will have personally 50-60 cases legally. So he will always have the trouble. So he will always feel by whatever way it should be resolved. And so it is his wish to dissolve even if he has to incur some money on that.
And probably Rahul, this promoter did not make too much of money out of this deal. like many
Actually,
promoters do. Otherwise, if you have made a lot of money out of frauds and all, then you are least bothered about the law and about
yes,
personal guarantees.
that's true. That's true.
Samiti, can you take up the question of Mr. Krishna Mohan also?
Yeah, what is it?
Does it mean if this is relating to reverse IRP also? He is the RP for the entire CD, but once resolution is for specific project, once resolution is found for the said project, then the CD comes out of the CIRP.
Yeah, see, as I have put in my last slide, once you complete the project, then the promoter has to take a completion certificate from the IRP, and then it has to be applied to the adjudicating authority NCLT. Then he pays the bank, and he is out of the CIRP. Then the CIRP process gets completed, and the unsold flats are also handed over to the builder.
Samirji, here one question really comes in my mind that meanwhile I should also, sir,
Manish, does it answer the question of that
yes,
person?
yes, yes, truly. So
Just ask him
from
once.
the same line, my question is, I mean, should I also not invite other resolution applicant for other projects?
See, then what will happen is, if I am a promoter
Uh,
and I am saying I will cooperate with you for one project,
hmm,
and you tell me, but boss, for other three projects, I will be inviting another husband or
hmm.
another wife, then do you think I will remain loyal to the IRP? See from the behavioral
No,
angle.
no. I can sell the project. I can invite one contractor and giving the entire responsibility to see. You understand? There is one project in say Ambala. I would give the notice in newspaper, advertisement in newspaper, and ask anyone who can take over this project along with asset and liability. Give me the resolution plan. Understand? It is very simple for me. Ambala, from Ambala, local people may come. He can say that I will deliver all the project. I will collect money from the home buyers, and I will construct the flat. I will keep all the vacant inventory, and
You are
I
saying
need
for the
this
main
much
project
money.
or the other projects?
Huh?
You are saying for the
Other project only.
other projects. Now, my
Other,
question is, why will the promoter like that? He would still like to keep control of the other projects.
it is not the choice of
Manish
promoter,
ji,
my dear sir.
Manish
It
ji,
is,
another idea which comes to my mind is
sir,
Because
instead of
the idea is,
Hmm.
you want to keep the promoter motivated also. The moment you tell him, boss, you are no good, we are tolerating you under reverse CIRP, and other three projects will go under the hammer with the new resolution plan,
Hmm.
then the chances are any normal human being will say, then I'm not interested in cooperating even for the first project.
Then
You
don't
will-
cooperate. So what is my problem?
नहीं
And
मनीष
then
जी
he
एक
will
बात
resort to
उसमें
fraud.
बेटर
Then he
ये
will
हो
resort to
सकती है
fraud also.
प्रोफेशनली स्पीकिंग
हाँ हाँ संजय जी बताइए.
कि भाई why does not the RP or IRP in whoever case gets this plan or plan for the other things also sitting with the promoter and extends his role as a monitor, as a monitoring
See.
agency for the implementation of the plans for the other three projects also.
Yes, there are different situations. In Winterville 77, the flats were superstructure were ready. Superstructure was ready and the finishing work was to be done, so required 30-40 crore. Here, one more project in another city, the project is not even 30% complete. So it needs a lot of money, and even I'm not seeing the promoter's interest. So I'm not saying I will sell the project. Don't treat my idea as I want to invite resolution applicant to deliver the project. I can say, please take over the project. Don't
You are
even
saying
come in the office.
you want to bring a subcontractor.
Exactly, subcontractor with some different surname.
Now, problem, I have been in L&T, I have seen this, that when you bring a subcontractor for a huge amount, they will say, we will not give performance bank guarantee, we will not give advance bank guarantee, मेरा यहाँ तो कुछ भी नहीं है, ये है, वो है. He will try to bring minimum labor. So
he can keep some margin. He can keep some better margin. We can see now the situation is this. Justice Mukhopadhyay has given very beautiful line that this is a project insolvency. Now, for that project, suppose there is a project in Ambala. Now for Ambala project, I cannot incur a single rupee from my this project's money, because Mr. Mukhopadhyay said we keep the money separate. So if there is a now you understand what I mean to say. Now if there is a value available in the other project, they will get survived. Otherwise, finally, after the delivery of Winter Hill 77, the company will finally go into liquidation.
अच्छा एक चीज बताइए मेरे को, you are saying that I should consider the model of having subcontract. Subcontract is very good if the in-house cost of making that project is more as compared to cost of outsourcing it. So you are basically saying that this promoter, Umang Real Tech, if he would have made the Ambala project, it would have probably cost him 200 crores. If he subcontracts it, it will probably be made for 150 crore. So then more value is added at the entity level.
मैं बताता हूँ आपको. You first of all you understand a reality that most of the real estate company, including Umang Realtech, there is always a subcontract work. I mean, we do not have the construction worker, not even a single one.
होते हैं टावर वाइज.
टावर वाइज कॉन्ट्रैक्टर, और टावर के अंदर भी होते हैं कि फ्लैट का फ्लोर का कॉन्ट्रैक्टर अलग है, लिफ्ट का कॉन्ट्रैक्टर अलग है. फॉर आई मीन यू विल हैव एटलीस्ट 100 कॉन्ट्रैक्टर फॉर 100 थिंग्स, राइट? Here I want to remind my word, I said subcontractor with different surname. My point is there should be someone who will be not only subcontractor, rather more than subcontractor, not exactly as the company, but between company owners or subcontract between somewhere. So there he will have like underwriter, he will have entire authority on the sale of inventory, entire authority on the construction, but supervision will be done by the IRP and the standing instructions, design is quality approved and approved by the promoter. Otherwise he will make the inferior flat. And since the original builder by agreement is with the original promoter Umang Realtech, they will file the case against Umang Realtech that you promised this kind of flat and he is delivering other kind of flat. So there will be a combo situation.
One question which will come in the minds of general public is, that suppose Gurgaon project became a little difficult because of some local reasons. But suppose Ambala project of Umang or some other project of Umang is going fine, progress is good, then why disturb it at all?
No, we will not disturb. Naturally, you are right. It will not get disturbed one to other. Neither Gurgaon project will disturb Ambala project, nor Ambala project should disturb to Gurgaon project.
Any other questions? Because this can go on. This is very interesting.
Naturally, yes. But see, in Umang case, this is different, but your question is very valid, I believe. So, any other question, friends?
Please speak out. Please. Nitish, jara dekhna to anyone who wants to ask anything else. Because this is a starting.
If anyone has any query, please go for it. Please ask.
हेलो.
Yes, Rahul ji.
सर इट मीन्स कि जो भी बेसिकली कंपनी सीआरपी मतलब सीडी इज इन द सीआरपी, एक प्रोजेक्ट रिवर्स सीआरपी में चला गया तो बाकी प्रोजेक्ट्स के लिए किसी ऑप्शन बिहाइंड द आईआरपी आरपी बिटवीन द ऑथराइज्ड रिप्रेजेंटेटिव एंड द फाइनेंशियल डायरेक्टर्स सीओसी मेंबर्स, कि वो और बाकी प्रोजेक्ट्स का क्या करना चाहते हैं, व्हाट इज द अदर ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल एंड हाउ प्रमोटर्स विल बी कंफर्टेबल फॉर द सेम. So basically they are the plans between the interested parties and how the things will go on.
See, the situation is, it is all driven through single order. There is no set guideline fixed for everything. So, and now everyone who is feeling some advantage from this order, he is going in that direction. Lawyers, real estate companies, they are rushing to file the petition in NCLAT asking to release their project. Suppose one company in Vaishali who got into insolvency, the now promoter is filing the case in NCLAT asking, sir, please release two projects which are not into insolvency. This project is into insolvency, and let us save other two projects, which is not the case. So you understand, at present the entire company is into insolvency, and accordingly I am assuming that moratorium is applicable. I further assume that moratorium is applicable till the end of this 6-month time, which is given by the NCLAT. So I am what I and the company got the benefit. I have the moratorium. Moratorium is the biggest support. Nobody can threat us for the code, for the decree execution, etc. So one thing is that I got the moratorium. Second important thing is I am not paying any money due on the company on or before the order of the NCLT. So these are the two benefits which I am taking from this order, that I am not paying any money previous to the NCLT order, and I am managing the situation with the help of moratorium. Otherwise, it would be difficult for IRP or RP to manage the show without the moratorium, which is extended for 6 months, 7 months as period mentioned by the NCLAT. So and lawyers are taking the benefit, the real estate companies are taking the benefit. There is nobody to challenge this. See, Samir sir, you were asking this may be challenged, but the situation is, who will challenge this? You know.
See, I said now that ultimately, if tomorrow, suppose banks get a bad deal, banks, then they might approach.
Yes, this is the only case. But see what happens in the real estate companies. They try to discuss with the bank situation, telling the situation that by this way you will get this money, and by that way you will not get that money. Because you please understand that whosoever new resolution applicant will come, he will treat the company as Kavalgi deal, and out of that Kavalgi deal he want to earn at least 30-40% margin, which is at least not better deal as suggested by Mr. Mukhopadhyay in this case. So here it is a better deal in terms of project viability.
One thing which comes into mind is, as you were saying, that basically by default the entire company comes under CIRP.
Yes.
Moratorium is entire for the entire entity. Only thing is, for one particular project, probably it is like a ICU, and which goes under reverse CIRP. Now question is, the COC, will it consist of creditors of all the projects or only that project?
See, interestingly, the moment the case was filed before NCLAT, the constitution of COC was stopped.
Oh.
So till now, the order came into 20th August.
Yes.
Till now. So that is the reason I am still IRP. I am not the resolution professional for the case. I am interim resolution professional till date, like the case of JP, where the Anuj is still the IRP. He is not the RP. So when there is no constitution of COC, that means there is nothing, no decision is coming through the COC. But I want to answer your question in the different way. See, the moment I got the order, NCLT order through my connect with the website, I immediately published the Form A public announcement in the 2 newspaper. That time I was not even aware which project I am talking to. So everyone who have the flat or shop, who were employee, left employees, contractor, liabilities or operational creditors,
all of them filed.
Everybody filed, and then I took note of everyone. Interestingly, what I also started, which usually people,
अगर वैल्यूएशन कराएंगे तो मेहरा जी के, अगर मेहरा जी या चुग साहब फर्स्ट वैल्यूअर ऑफ इंडिया, if he does the valuation, he will do only of that project or of entire entity.
हाँ नहीं, वो तो मैं समझता हूँ ऐसा ही करना पड़ेगा कि प्रोजेक्ट 1 का वैल्यू ये, प्रोजेक्ट 2 का वैल्यू ये, प्रोजेक्ट 3 का वैल्यू ये, और जो ओवरऑल हेड ऑफिस है उसकी कॉस्ट माइनस ये वैल्यू ये, एंड ए प्लस बी प्लस सी माइनस डी करके करना पड़ेगा.
Okay. So actually, bhaiya, if I have to just basically summarize it, I think what is happening is it is a good experiment, and this experiment has been done without enough stress testing. So if people ask questions like Maharaji has asked questions on a lot of detailed things, then probably we will not have very good answers, or probably we'll be speculating, if I can use the word speculate, or even make a good estimate, but then finally the answer will come probably with passage of time.
Yes. The time, what he said, Bhim said in the Mahabharata, I mean, few days back, he said this problem, time will tell the solution of the problem. So,
Yes.
sorry, Lord Krishna said, time will find the solution. Here, he was sitting on the verge of the retirement. Mr. Mukhopadhyay was sitting on the verge of retirement. And my order in another company, he was on the day of retirement. His retirement party was scheduled at 3 o'clock and he gave the order at 3:20. So you understand the pressure he had. You said there was no planning. He said he was not having any time. But interestingly, he created the concept very well. He knitted well. He discussed a lot. And in other case, there were some senior advocate contesting the case, and he was discussing with them very, extensively. So I would say this is a good idea, and I think lawmakers should take note of this, and it must have considered, I believe.
Then one more question, I think last question on behalf of the audience would be that suppose a normal application is put under IBC.
Sorry?
And if a normal application is put under Section 7 under IBC to the adjudicating authority, does it automatically mean now that it goes under reverse CIRP, or one
No.
is still approach NCLT?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Reverse CIRP is the prerogative of court. If you apply, you means petitioner or anyone applies, and NCLAT may decide as classified as reverse insolvency.
So it is subjective. It is subject to discussion.
It is not an automatic route. It is subjected provided court decided. See, now Mr. Mukhopadhyay is no more in the court. He is retired. So another judge may or may not accept the appeal. He may reject the appeal. No, get out. Take it with the normal way out, normal go. That's possible. So,
fantastic. Lot of food for thought. I think.
Yes.
It has been wonderful interacting with you. I think even the audience participant must have enjoyed this discussion. In fact, what I feel is rather than having a one-sided monologue, it is better, Nitishji, that we can have panel discussions like this, where 2 or 3 people.
We'll try to arrange one more webinar on this with 4 or 5 panelists.
Yeah, I have panelists.
Only for the.
Very interesting for the people who are also listening.
Right, sir. Right. We'll try to do that very soon.
So sir has still not come, Rakesh Singh ji.
He must be busy with RBI right now.
RBI.
Yeah. So a lot of tension is going on around the oil crashes and all. So it will have impact on the economy of the country. So we look forward to RBI only for.
So by this way, government is saving a lot of money on the petro products.
Yes. It can make up for the oil deficit for the oil companies.
Sir, basically consumption has been on a very lower side, so there will not be much reserves created during this period.
Government is cash rich right now. PM Cares Fund has too much money. Then this oil thing has given me money. They've given them money. So it's not the money problem. But the policy making in India is a huge time-taking task.
I was seeing yesterday one program which was coming. Some economic analyst, he was saying that difference between India and China is. He had a good point. He was saying that in China, when they opened their market, they first understood the market and then made the policies. in the rooms.
Hmm.
And up till now in India, what has happened is that people have sat in the rooms and made policies and then told market, please go as per the policy.
It's
Yes.
not that exactly. See, it is see, whenever you are sitting as the expert, you can say or comment easily. But it is not happening exactly. When we see the growth of China, we are, I mean, surprised. We are seeing China is the only model.
No, I have a difference.
Yesterday we have a good discussion about this. I think Nitish sir, please share discussion with Raju sir.
Aniket ji will share.
हाँ,
Yeah.
अच्छा, मैं ये कह रहा था कि ये जो चीज है ना, हमारे देश की प्रॉब्लम ये है कि एक्सपर्ट्स चार्ज में नहीं है। हमारे देश की प्रॉब्लम ये है कि हम लोग एक एग्जाम कराते हैं यूपीएससी से आता है, उसको ये बताते हैं कि तू सुपर ब्रेन है, और 40-45 होते होते वो अपने को गॉड को कभी कभी अपने से थोड़ा इंफीरियर ही समझता है। नाउ दैट गाय इज सिटिंग इन चार्ज, दे आर टेकिंग डिसीजन, दे डोंट नो सिंगल डैम थिंग। जैसे आरबीआई गवर्नर है अभी शशिकांत दास, ही इज आईएएस ऑफिसर, ही डजंट नो सिंगल डैम थिंग बट अबाउट इकोनॉमी, but he is RBI governor. So that is our main problem. वो एक कविता है बड़ी प्यारी सी कि बुलबुले बह रहे हैं धारों में, तो कहते धारा बहे किनारों में। तो जिसको जानकारी है उसको साइड में बिठाते हैं, जिसको नहीं जानकारी है वो टेबल पे ऊपर बैठा हुआ है और वो बोलने नहीं देता। गधे की प्रॉब्लम ये होती है
ना अनिकेत जी, मैं बीएचएल में था,
हाँ,
तो हमारे इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स के हेड थे, यहाँ पे जीएम थे बीएचएल यहाँ पे सिरी फोर्ट में। तो वो बताते थे कि जब वो इंटरेक्ट करते थे यहाँ पे उद्योग भवन में आईएएस वाईएएस के साथ, तो वहाँ के जो आईएएस उस जमाने के थे, दे यूज्ड टू से वन थिंग कि ये जो घर पे जो प्रेशर कुकर होता है और जो पावर प्लांट में बॉयलर होता है वो सेम ही तो है एप्लीकेशन।
और एंड आईएएस को आप ये नहीं समझा सकते कि वो नहीं जानता है, क्योंकि वो उसको ये बिलीफ है कि वो दुनिया में सबसे ज्यादा जानकार है।
लेकिन इसका जानते हो बिल्कुल उल्टा हुआ था। मैं यहाँ गया जाता था एलएनटी में, जब मैं था इलेक्ट्रिसिटी रेगुलेटरी कमीशन में, वहां पे वो लेडी थी, इंजीनियर थी वो आईआईटी की, और उसके बाद बहुत पावर
सर आपने वो कैच वर्ड बोल दिया, इंजीनियर थी आईआईटी की। टेक्नोक्रेट्स आर डिफरेंट।
सुनिए तो सही। तो वहां क्या हुआ, जो मेरा बंदा था जो इंजीनियरिंग का एक्सपर्ट था, जब उसने बोलना शुरू किया तो वो लेडी कागज लेके बैठ गई कि वो मैं आपसे सीखूंगी बॉयलर का डिजाइन, और फिर जो उसने डिसीजन दिया वो परफेक्ट दिया।
तो वही कह रहे हैं सर, दैट इज द डिफरेंस। अब आप इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बोर्ड उठा लो, कोई भी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बोर्ड जब ठीक ठाक चलने लगती है तो उसका चेयरमैन कोई आईएएस बन के आ जाएगा, जब से बनी है तब से देख लो। एंड जैसे ही खराब हो जाएगी दे विल हायर एन इंजीनियर टेक्नोक्रेट, उसको एमडी बना देंगे, और वो जब उसको थोड़ा पटरी पे ला देगा फिर टेक्नोक्रेट को हटा के आईएएस आ जाएगा। तो हमारे देश की प्रॉब्लम यह है, जब तक हम यूपीएससी बंद नहीं करते और आईएएस बंद नहीं करते, हमारे यहाँ पॉलिसी ऐसे ही बनेगी। पॉलिसी बन जाएगी एंड सिंस गॉड हैज मेड द पॉलिसी सो एवरीबॉडी आर सपोज्ड टू फॉलो इट। और नेता हमारे ज्यादा पढ़े लिखे हैं नहीं, इनको ये घुमा लेते हैं।
निकेत जी, एवरीथिंग इज ऑन रिकॉर्ड, सारा कुछ रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है, बी केयरफुल।
हाँ हाँ सर, पता है।
ठीक है, so that's all for the day. Now I would like you to say vote of thanks to our both the speakers, Sameer ji and Manish Gupta ji. No issues sir, no issues.
So thank you Sameer ji, thank you Manish ji, you have given a wonderful and lively speech and presentation, and I think all of us were enlightened by your presentation. We came to know lots of things which even we were not aware about. So thank you, and time has come to end the discussion.
Before closing, sir, I like to share the details.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Manish ji. Before closing, I would like to share the details for tomorrow's seminar, tomorrow webinar. That will be at around 11 o'clock in the morning. The topic for tomorrow is the impact of Disaster Management Act on the employee jobs. So that is being taken up by Advocate Saurabh Munjal. So I'll share the meeting details and ID with everyone. If anyone has not received the PPT for the day, please let me know. My contact details are 987-104-7409. I will also share the recording of today's seminar that will be available on YouTube. You can view it as per your convenience and can share it with all your friends and other colleagues.
Connect me to Aniket and Manish ji, and if possible.
Sure. Yeah, I'll have a conference call. Manish ji, are you available?
No, I mean just share the email IDs. That's it.
Okay, 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 okay.
And their
Okay.
contact details. अनिकेत जी, मनीष,
Thank
मेहरा
you.
जी तो हैं ही हमारे पुराने मित्र।
बिल्कुल
Thank you,
बिल्कुल
sir.
बिल्कुल
Thank you.
बल्कि मुझे एक दो चीजें आ रही हैं, मैं आपसे, चूंकि इस टॉपिक से रिलेटेड नहीं है, मैं अलग से फोन करके पूछूंगा आपसे।
बिल्कुल, most welcome.
Okay.
ठीक है,
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
everyone for the patient hearing. And Manish ka role has been like, I have been the planet and Manish has been like the sun. So I was only reflecting the light of the sun.
sir,
And
sir, sir,
made the presentation even more illuminating.
sir, you can say me sun, but I can say I am a moon. So I am taking light from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Stay safe, stay at home.